Today we're going to discuss the basics of organic chemistry we have done up to now. These are the questions. Carboxylic acid are the homologous series of organic compounds. Table shows information about some carboxylic acids. Name what is meant by term homologous series. So you have to solve this with me, kids. Those who have a work, they try to write answers over there or the spaces around. If they are too small spaces, so you can utilize the spaces around. And if you don't have the worksheet printed, then you have to write the answers with the question number on your notebook. Okay? The first one, what is meant by term homologous series? What is meant by term homologous series? So when yes, when member compound, please write down. Everyone, please. When member compounds of a group differ by one carbon and two hydrogens, or CH2 group. Name the carboxylic acid with the formula C2H5COOH. Manur, you have to see the total number of carbon atoms. Yes, so that's correct. So well done. So you have to see the total number of carbon atoms, including the one with COOH. So if the total number you see, they are the three. So this is known as propanoic acid. Would you please mind writing the answers? Deduce the general formula for the carboxylic acids. CN, well done. CnH2n plus 1 COOH. Or another one which we learned, just putting everything together, CnH2nO2. It is difficult to estimate the melting point of butanoic acid, then its boiling point. Use the data in table to explain why. Now, kids, this kind of question, you do not need any information prior to this. You just have to look at the pattern. If you see the pattern with the one carbon increasing, you see number of carbon is increasing. I told you the other day when the number of carbon increasing gradually and they are making homologous series, the physical properties like melting point, boiling point, densities, they increase gradually. Now here, what you can see that the boiling point is gradually increasing. Every carbon when adds on, almost 18 degrees Celsius temperature was added in the first one. And then if I subtract 141 from 18, I think it's 22 or something, 23. And then I can just following the same pattern, I can add, let's say 25 to this. Okay. So the next one will be, let's say something around 160, 66 to, let's say I can take it 170. So any number I can predict here, right? So if they ask me, and similarly it goes up in the next. But on the other hand, what about the melting point? It increased here, but then it went down. So I don't know what is going to happen next. Is it going to increase or it's going to decrease? So in this case, you just have to answer the question from this data, that there is no sequence in the melting point with the increasing number of carbon atoms. So it's very, very much hard or impossible to predict the melting point. On the other hand, there is a sequence, there is a proper pattern with which the boiling point is increasing with the increase in number of carbon atoms, right? So therefore, you can predict the boiling point. Okay, so please write down the answer. melting point of butanoic acid. There is no sequence. There is no sequence or pattern in the increase with the increase in number of carbon atoms. And then he asks us to estimate the boiling point of butanoic and pentanoic, which we already did. Okay. Next. Suggest the name of carboxylic acid with the molecular formula C4H8O2. What is the name, बच्चों? बस उसमें एक ही आंसर है कि पैटर्न है और पैटर्न नहीं है. बॉइलिंग पॉइंट एक प्रॉपर सीक्वेंस से इंक्रीज हो रहा है और मेल्टिंग पॉइंट में कभी इंक्रीज हो रहा है कभी डिक्रीज हो रहा है. सो वी कैन नॉट प्रिडिक्ट. ओके
Okay.
Okay, what about the carboxylic acid molecule C4H8O2 का क्या है बच्चों? Yes, so total number of carbon are 4, so you call it butanoic acid. Draw the structure showing all the atoms and bonds of the carboxylic acid with the molecular formula C3H6O2. Please give it a shot. C3H6O2. Please give it a shot. ये भी game ही है. You can play this by drawing the structures instead of cross and dot. Sorry. C3H6O2, बच्चों. What we have to do? Put 3 carbons in the chain, first of all. Then you have to put in the functional group, C double bond O, OH. And then what next? Fill up the hydrogens here and then here. What about this? Is it so? Yeah. So deduce the molecular formula of molecule of carboxylic acid that contains 7 carbon atoms. Give it a shot. You have to write the molecular formula of carboxylic acid that contains 7 carbon atoms. I can give you the hint. There are 2 ways. Sorry? No, you have to write the molecular formula. Yes, 7 carbon atoms. Now there are 2 ways to write. Either you put COOH together and out of 7, 1 carbon has been used here. So how many carbons still to go? 6. So C6H क्या हो जाएगा? Double plus 1, 13. Manoj, C6 का double 12 and then 1 more. C6H, 13 COOH. Or if you put all of them together, C7, what is the double of the 7? What is the double of the 7? H. 15,
सर वो डी
no,
का आंसर
double,
है।
and then O2.
सर वो डी का आंसर क्या लिखा है?
Is it? Sorry, total number is 7 na, here. But you have to keep that
सर
away.
वो डी का आंसर आपने क्या लिखा है?
Which one? What is the total carbon atoms? 7. So how many carbon atoms here? 7 if I put here, and how much will be hydrogen? Tell me. Sorry? 15? Anyone? And then what next? Go ahead. COOH. Now, can you tell me how many total carbons are here now? So, what we were supposed to do? 7. So, once you have to use COOH separately, so you have to take 6 carbon, 13, and then COOH. Okay, now you got it? Next. And if you want to use all 7 together, so use like this. Deduce the general formula. 6 member of alcohol homologous series. C6 H H13 and then OH. What about the next? Predict the boiling point of this alcohol. You know how to predict? Just add the number into this. ये सही है ना? Sixth वाला यही बनता है ना? C6H13OH. Okay, what is the boiling point then? कितना नंबर ऐड करेंगे इसके अंदर? 117 और 138 में कितना डिफरेंस है? Sorry? So just you can add the same number or just a slightly higher number. Okay, so that'll be 159 or 160. That's why you see the word predict mean they can accept a variable number. Next, which group of atoms must be present in the homologous series of alcohol? Functional group of alcohol. Please write down. Which group of atoms must be present in the homologous series of alcohols? OH. So you can write them like this, or you can write OH and then bond. Here are you showing the bonds. The lines which I represent, they are the bonds which are available to connect with this OH, okay? Name the alcohol with the molecular formula C3H8O. Yes, propanol G. We don't know at this moment ये कौन सा propanol है. It could be propan, 1-ol or propan. If the structure would have been there, then we would be able to identify. Otherwise, we'll call it propanol. Reduce the general formula for alcohols. There are two formulas which we learned, CnH2n plus 1 OH. But over here, if you look at the molecular formula, it's not the one that will be used, this one. It is actually CnH2n plus 2O. A molecule of daconol has 10 carbon atoms. What is the molecular formula for daconol? Please give it a shot. C10, please write it down. C10H double plus 1. Double plus 1. 21. And then OH. Or if I use this formula, then C10 double plus 2 is what? 22O. Okay, we're going to skip this question, why it is difficult to estimate melting point and easy to estimate the boiling point. With the same answer comes and again, that there is a pattern, there is a sequence, and there is no sequence where you cannot predict. Okay? Draw the structure of an alcohol with the molecular formula C4H10O and explain why this alcohol is saturated. Please draw the structure of an alcohol with the molecular formula C4H. I would like you to draw the fully displayed structure, okay? When he's asking you to draw the structure, I always recommend you to draw the fully displayed. And I made you learn how to draw the fully displayed. Just put 4 carbon in the chain, then put the function group in, then fill the hydrogens, keeping in mind that all carbon should have how many bonds? 4 bonds. Please do it. Have you drawn? And then you have to write the reason as well why this is saturated. Can you draw it, please? Put all 4 carbon in a chain. Can you? Then what next? Put in the functional group. What is the functional group for alcohol? OH. Put it here, yeah. OH, excuse me. Yeah. Now fill the hydrogens. Every carbon should have how many bonds? Excuse me. It should have 4 bonds. So 1 here. You can't put the double bond with the hydrogen. Then put 1 now. Good. No, look at this. There are 2 ways, Manu, to write it. Look. CnH2n plus 1 OH. Or if you add this hydrogen, so it becomes CnH2n plus 2. Okay. So for example, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon. And then here is the OH. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, can you count the total hydrogens, Manur, including OH wala? 10, na? So if you count the all hydrogens together, then वो बन जाता है CnH2n plus 2. You see on the top, वो ऊपर मैंने उसका वो formula भी लिखा हुआ है. But if you count the OH वाला hydrogen separately, फिर जो बाकी रह जाते हैं वो CnH2n plus 1 हो जाता है. Okay, so it's up to you. You can use both. Okay. What is the molecular formula of alcohol that contains 7 carbon atoms? C7 No. Double plus 1. C7 H15 OH, or you can write C7 H16 O. Isoprene is an unsaturated compound. What do you understand by term unsaturated? Unsaturated. A compound containing carbon-carbon double bond. G. A compound containing carbon-carbon double bond.
सर ये जो ऊपर आपने ये मॉलिक्यूलर फॉर्मूला लिखा है उसका C4H10O,
जी
इसको दूसरे तरीके से नहीं लिख सकते?
या C4H9OH लिखना चाह रहे हैं आप, वो भी सही है।
नहीं मतलब अगर हम इसका बॉन्ड दूसरी रो में बनाए जिस तरह अभी
जी
आपने
जी बना सकते हैं वो भी। ब्यूटेन 1 ओल हमने बनाया ना, आप सही कह रहे हैं, आप ब्यूटेन 2 ओल भी बना सकते हैं। ओके
अगर वो ब्यूटेन 1 बनाने का बोले तो हमने ब्यूटेन 1 ही बनाना है।
जी। अब इसमें क्योंकि उसने कोई एक स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया ना, तो आप कोई भी बना सकते थे, लेकिन अगर वो स्पेसिफाई कर देता तो फिर हमें ब्यूटेन 1 ओल या 2 ओल ही बनाना पड़ता। ओके
सर ब्यूटेन 2 बना के दिखा सकते हैं?
जी, बस ये डिफरेंस होगा। इधर देखें, इसी को मैं 2 ओल में चेंज कर देता हूँ। लुक, ये OH यहाँ से हटाता हूँ और यहाँ लगा देता हूँ। सी, कैन यू सी माई स्क्रीन? द OH इज
यस,
गॉन ऑन कार्बन नंबर 2 नाउ। यही अब क्या बन गया है? ब्यूटेन
2 फिर
2
इसको
ओल।
अगर ठीक करना हुआ तो फिर और आगे लेके जाएंगे।
नहीं, इधर आगे लेके गए अगर, दैट्स अ गुड क्वेश्चन। इधर सुनो, एक्सक्यूज मी, अगर हम इधर लेके गए ना तो ये 3 ओल नहीं बनेगा, ये फिर 2 ओल बन जाएगा, क्योंकि फिर नंबरिंग इधर से शुरू हो जाएगी। मैंने अदर डे बताया था कि जब कार्बन चेन नंबर करते हैं तो ये देखते हैं कि OH कहाँ से नजदीक है, जिस टर्मिनल से, जिस कॉर्नर से, जिस साइड से OH नजदीक होता है उधर से शुरू करते हैं नंबरिंग, तो वो फिर 2 ओल ही होगा। ओके,
ओके
जनरल फार्मूला फॉर एल्कीन्स बच्चों, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। CN H2N. Draw the structure of an alkene containing 4 carbon atoms. Draw all atoms and bonds. 4 carbon atoms कितने चेन में बनाऊं? 4। और फिर एक क्या बनाऊं उसके साथ? डबल बॉन्ड बनाए? आपने बनाया? क्या नाम है आपका? You have to put a double bond here. Now double bond again, you have a option to put it on carbon number 1 or carbon number 2, क्योंकि उसने फिर कोई स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया था तो हमने बना दिया 4 carbon atoms के साथ। तो ये बेसिकली but1ene है। But if somebody draws the structure of but2ene, so there is no harm in this. Okay? Done. The structure of glycolic acid is shown. Name 2 functional group present in glycolic acid. What are the functional group present in glycolic acid? Name. One is named as what? And the other one is named as? Yeah, you have to write the names. One is alcohol and other one is carboxylic acids. Okay, so please write down alcohol and carboxylic acid.
सर वो ब्यूटेन दिखा देंगे आप?
वो है, ब्यूटुइन भी बना सकते हैं, ब्यूटवानीन भी बना सकते हैं। Next, the alkanes are the homologous series of saturated hydrocarbon with the general formula CnH2n plus 2. What do you understand by term hydrocarbon? The compound which contain carbon and hydrogen. देखेंगे notes लिख रहे हैं ये साथ साथ. Which contain carbon and hydrogen only. Abu Bakr or Arshumas?
नहीं सर सुमान
Arshuman and ends with N? Arshuman Khan. अब दोनों की आप ये सीट पक्की हो गई, okay? Now these two chairs belong to you for the rest of your life. Okay? No, nobody can take them. They are now taken by you. So every day you have to come straight and sit here with me. Okay? I would have an honor and privilege of sitting here with you. Write a molecular formula for the alkane containing 7 carbon atoms. C7H. What is this? Double plus 2 is what? Excuse me. Double 7 times 2 is 14. You can use the calculator and then add 2 more. 16. Okay, now we are now turning on to the MCQs. The diagram shows 2 compounds. It can be predicted from their formula that the compounds have the same what? If you look at the formula closely, kya same hai inka? No, structure is different. Structure is different क्योंकि एक के कार्बन में, एक की चेन में कितने कार्बन है? 4 और दूसरे की चेन में कितने कार्बन है? 3. So structure is not the same. You can see structure is not the same. तो क्या same होगा? Isomers में क्या same होता है? What is the same in isomers? Molecular formula same होता है और क्योंकि अब molecular formula का option नहीं है तो obviously फिर क्या same होगा? Mass, percentage, mass, composition by mass. Okay, so here is B. Which statement containing isomers is true? Diamond and graphite are the isomers? No, they are they're not isomers, right? They are allotropes. Isomers have the general formula this. Isomers have the same molecular formula. Is it the right answer? Yes. So isomers में molecular formula should be the same and structure should be. Alcohols contain 60% by mass. What is the formula? Okay, we can just let it go because we have not done the percentage by mass yet. That belongs to the another chapter. Which compound has more than 2 carbon atoms per molecule? Okay. Ethanoic acid, you know, is the one that contains 2 carbon atoms. So it could not be ethanoic acid. Ethanol is the 2 carbon atoms. It could not be the ethanol. Ethene is the one with 2 carbon atoms. So it could not be the one. So what is left? Yeah, you just have to pick the answer, choose the answer by eliminating the incorrect answers. Okay, so we are left with this, although you don't know about this compound, but you know the all 3 other compounds, that they are the 2 carbon containing compounds. So we were looking for anything that is not 2 carbon. Okay. The structural formula for the organic compounds are shown below. Which compound or alcohol Z? You have to tell which one are the alcohols. Is Arshuman Khan the number 1 is alcohol? Abu Bakr number 2 is alcohol. OH, does it contain OH? I just circled the OH. OH है ना इसमें, जिसमें भी OH होगा वो क्या होगा? Alcohol होगा. So 1 is alcohol, 2 is alcohol. What is your name? Excuse me. Abdullah, is COH contains alcohol? No. Alcohol and carboxylic बच्चे are 2 different things. Huh? When C double bond O के साथ OH लगाओ, it's not an alcohol. वो carboxylic है. Okay? So don't say it's alcohol. Okay? There you go. What about the third one? Naam ke? Ibtisam. What about this one? No, the third one. Fourth one we have cross is not alcohol. Okay? Alcohol में ना carboxylic acid की तरह दिखता है, नहीं होता. जब OH उसी पे लगाओ जिस पे C double bond हो तो फिर वो carboxylic acid. Ibtisam जी? Yes, it is alcohol. Though OH भी हो जाए तो वो alcohol ही होती है. Okay, I think that confuses you. So all 3, 1, 2, and 3 are alcohol. So what is the option? see. 5 structures are shown here. Which structures represents the identical molecules? Identical molecules कौन हैं? Same कौन हैं? Identicals कौन हैं? The first one I can tell you, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's butanene. What about the rest? Two is obviously not butanene. Two is a वो है ना branched है. So ये तो उसका isomer identical नहीं है. We are looking for identical. Okay, so 2 I'm gonna cross. What about 3? Yeah, they just pulled the last carbon upward. I told you so many times, pulling it upward does not make it a branch. It's the same thing, just turned upward. So this compound is also but-1-ene. So 1 and 3 are identical. So let's carry on to the 4th and 5th. Sorry. 4th? 4th is just the last carbon is hammered down. So आप कहते हैं it's not the branch again. 1, 2, 3, 4. ये भी तो वही चीज है. So it is again but-1-ene. Branch सिर्फ तब लग सकती है just if you pull that down. If you just take the carbon and put it here, that's a branch. But if you have this situation and you just pull it down, it's not a branch. It's a chain bent down, hammered down. So in the first case, thank you. In the first case, it is what? but-1-ene. As कौन सा? Second or third में there is a difference you need to understand. In the second, it is like this: 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon chain, and this is the carbon in the branch. In fourth, it is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is no branch. Actually, this is the whole chain. And how many carbon in the chain? 4. And in this case, how many carbon in the chain? So how they are the same? They are the different now. I tell you, which I was saying. Excuse me, can I have your pen again? Look, if this is the carbon chain, Manur, if I bend it down, it's not going to be the branch. If I cut it and put it somewhere in the middle, that's a branch. So number 2 में तो middle में डाला है ना, तो branch है. तो वो तो same नहीं है, वो different है. Thank you. What about the 5th? 5th is not identical. It is what? It is but-2-ene. A but-1-ene, 1-ene कौन है? 1, 3 and 4. So you better write the names with these structures so you can understand later. So 1, 3 and 4 का कोई option है?
स्कूल से आते ही तो फिर जुम्मे की नमाज पढ़ते हैं.
कौन सा स्कूल है?
इंडिया से.
Okay. आपने क्यों नहीं प्रिंट किया? Okay, this is the structure of propane-1-ol. Which of the following is an isomer of propane-1-ol? Okay, propane-1-ol का isomer बताना है बच्चों. Isomers should have same molecular formula but the different structure. कौन है बताइए? डबल बॉन्ड है. This is C3H8O, the molecular formula. Now I know B cannot be. Why B cannot be? Because there is a what? Double bond. Double bond हो तो number of hydrogens कम हो जाते हैं. If I take the molecular formula of this is C3H6O. So at least they should have same molecular formula. So B is out of question. Again, A is out of question because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, it is C3H6O. So A is also gone. D is also gone because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is again not the molecular formula. So what is left? C. C has a different structure, but the molecular formula of the C is the same as the molecular formula of this propane 1-ol. Okay. The diagram shows 4 structures here. Which structures are the isomeric butenes? Butenes के isomer कौन से हैं? Number 2 is what? चले नाम लिख लेते हैं. What is number 2? Bute कौन सा इन? Butanine. 4 क्या है? No, bute. You are talking about 2. 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 और 2 के बीच में डबल बॉन्ड है ना, तो फिर वो butanine हो गया. थोड़ा शायद देखने में मसला आ रहा है. और जो 4 है उसमें 2 और 3 के बीच डबल बॉन्ड है, तो ये कौन सा हो गया? Butene. What about 3? 3 has 2 double bonds, तो वो तो नहीं हो सकता ना. Which 2 structures are isomeric butenes? 2 and 4. और वो भी नहीं हो सकता 1 क्योंकि वो डबल बॉन्ड है ही नहीं. Okay, so it is not butene. The compound known in the industry as MTBE is an additive in the lead-free petrol. The structure formula of MTBE is shown here. Which compound is an isomer of MTBE? Isomer again, molecular formula same होना चाहिए. कितने carbons हैं? C5, I think H12O. ऐसे ही है ना? 333. Yeah, C5H12O. Okay, now can you tell me which one has the same? You have to check which one has the same molecular formula. C में भी वही है ना, C5H12O. Okay? Yeah, C. Same molecular formula but the different structures. The diagram shows 4 hydrocarbons.
आइसोमर इसे कहते हैं ना, मतलब सेम मॉलिक्यूलर फार्मूला और डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चर,
उसे आइसोमर्स कहते हैं. Which diagram shows 4 hydrocarbons PQRS, which isomer of each other? Which 2 are the isomers of each other, बच्चों? You have to select which one is the isomer of each other. P contains 3 carbon, Q contains 4 carbon. Yes, and similarly S contains 4 carbon. These 2 are both alkanes. One of them is branched and one of them is unbranched. 11. Compound Q has a structure shown. Which structure is an isomer of Q? Can you tell me which structure is an isomer of Q? Q is basically butane 1-ol. Butane 1-ol. A is also butane 1-ol. A is also butane 1-ol. B is also butane 1-ol. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm telling you, they're just bending it upward and downward. So this is also butane 1-ol. This one, D, is also butane 1-ol. What about this? This is butane. So butane 2-ol is isomer of butane 1-ol because of the change in position of OH. Same molecular formula, but the different structure. What is the general formula for homologous series of carboxylic acid? What is the carboxylic acid? CnH2n plus 1 or CnH2nO2? Which is this option? D. That is, 2 compounds are shown. What are the similarity differences between these 2 compounds? Yes, if you look at this, this is another functional group, this is another functional group. What they have same? Molecular formula, but the different? Sorry? What is difference? Reactions, because the functional group is different. In which of the following are the compounds members are the same homologous series? Same homologous series. The first one, these two are alkanes, but this is not. The second one, what about the second one? They all are what? Alkanes. So they all belongs to the same homologous series. Which statement applies to all three compounds, ethane, ethene, and ethanol? Ethane, ethene, and ethanol.